and spit out Wes Welker, Danny Amendola. Danny Amendola, I guess, was listed as running back when he's with the Patriots. Shit, I mean, if they could get Emmanuel Sanders, I'm sure they would have.
How much did you say he's going to sign for?
The Bleacher Report says $34 million per year.
And how many years?
It doesn't say. It's not a deal yet. It's just what his agent has blabbed. And, I mean, the Cowboys have a lot riding on this.
Well, yeah, because now you're going to have a very hard time keeping that line and Ezekiel Elliott intact.
If they do it right, they'll be fine. Problem is, will they do it right?
Those linemen are going to want a lot of fucking money.
They are, yes.
And Ezekiel Elliott's going to want a lot of fucking money.
Yes. And Amari Cooper wants a lot of money.
Yeah, so it's going to be very difficult to keep that going unless you're like, you know what? We're going Saints model. I don't give a shit how many the other team scores.
Yeah.
But you better hope that Dak Prescott starts slinging it like in Drew Brees can.
He's never going to be a quarterback like Drew Brees. But I firmly, wholeheartedly believe that his best attribute is that he's just a fucking winner. What needs to be done to win, he'll do it. And he's had those flashy games. The game against Washington and the Eagles, he fucking lit them up. Him and Amari Cooper just fucking killed the shit out of those D-backs.
Your optimism is refreshing. That's what I'll tell you.
What I'm saying is I wouldn't necessarily give him the deal now. I want one more year of seeing his development, and I'll give him the deal next year.
Yeah, but he doesn't want that.
No.
His agent's going to push for it, and fucking Jerry Jones will cave. He thinks that he can just piss more money.
This year, what I would do is I would give money to Zeke, and I would give money to Amari, and I would offer them both 4-year deals. First 2 years heavy for Zeke, the last 2 years heavy for Amari. So like you'll get your money, you'll get however many millions you want, but you're going to get it mostly in the first 2 years, and then for you're going to get it in the last 2 years. So that way we can spread out Dak's money.
I mean, you can try and make that argument, but you know that every player right now is more guaranteed money heavy.
Yeah, I think Zeke is the type of player that would be like, no, because I want all of my money in the first 2 years. I'll play the last 2 years for $4 million a year, as long as I get $16 million a year for the first 2 years.
Well, yeah, but that also, I mean, there's got to be clauses in that on Zeke, because who knows if he gets into another fucking fight or something.
Oh my God, we're gonna talk about fucking football next week. So let's get back on track. Sarah McLachlan's out here singing the Canadian national anthem. Hopefully it includes "Sorry, Kevin, we didn't mean to cheer" in it. But
I think it's Canadian, right? They got the American flag here.
Well, it just switched.
Oh, right.
Yeah, now they got the American flag out. It was Canadian flag graphic. And who's this?
I don't know.
Pat Monahan. Who the fuck's Pat Monahan?
I don't.
Is he related to Pat McGroin?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with the game.
All right. So the game is about to tip off in about 5 minutes. So, guys, what do you expect from this game? Do you expect the season to end? Do you expect it to continue? Do you think Katie's going to make some miraculous comeback and play tonight?
I absolutely don't think that last part.
Why?
Just take him off, it'll be fine.
Because he had surgery? I had surgery on my mouth a week ago, and here I am doing this fucking show for you people.
Oh,
that's true. That's true.
That's got to be the same as tearing your Achilles.
Listen, he cut my gums off, some of them. Shaved away some of my jawbone. And then sewed my gums back together.
Is this a fucking infomercial, or are we talking, like, are you trying to inform people of dental care? Or are we talking about the playoffs?
Talking about my injury and me being back so Kevin Durant can be back.
And modern medicine these days.
Katie has no excuses. You heard it here first.
No excuses. Play like a champion.
Put your ass out there and play.
I'm just kidding,
I
Kevin Durant.
kind of feel, getting back on track before you derail this train entirely. We've got a few cars still on the track.
I was just going to say, Kevin Durant, we wish you a speedy recovery. See you in the blue and orange next year. Or the year after.
Okay, fair. I do think that the Warriors are going to play pissed in this game. And there's just too many things. One, what happened in Toronto, what went down with Kevin Durant and how that was handled by the Toronto fans. This being the last game in Oracle. And yeah, Game 6, to them as it is, it might as well be Game 7 because obviously this is win or go home for them.
Yeah.
The Raptors don't have that much pressure. They don't. I mean,
win or stay home.
They want to win, obviously, to win the championship. But there's so much more to win for Golden State tonight,
which is ridiculous. Like, just think about what you said.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said it 3 weeks ago when you were fine.
No. For a team that's trying to three-peat as champion.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. No argument here on that. It does sound crazy.
You make you sound like they're like a super underdog.
No, but at this point, I mean, they've got to play like that. Yeah. I mean, there's no other way to it, and I just think with all of that happening, this is going to be a night that Golden State, this will be their game, and I mean, I kind of feel like that's what the NBA wants. They want to be able to sell another arena. Yeah,
so stick with me on this. This is going to be difficult to
I wonder if Lowry heard somebody say that. Like, there was an NBA exec, like, he was like, 3, 2, 1, shoot the 3! And he's like, I did it, boss. We got a Game 6. Good job, Kevin.
Now,
go give me a water.
What do you think of this strategy if you're Golden State? You just set a screen at the top of the key and shoot a 3 every fucking time. Every single shot is a 3.
And just have your biggest 2 guys down there to rebound.
Yeah.
And just kick out 3s all day long.
Yeah.
Just keep swinging it around until you get a 3.
If you shoot 90 and you hit 35, that's 105 points.
That wouldn't have been enough to win last game.
Well, that's not including the free throws.
You don't get. Yeah, I don't see you getting a lot of free throws. But that's a good.
What do you think? What do you think about that? About that strategy?
I wouldn't say it's a winning one.
Sometimes it's what it seems like. James Harden thinks is a winning strategy.
Yeah, no, that I'm sure in his head that adds up. I'm sure he did the math and came to the same realization, and then. Like, a coach had to be like, that's not going to fucking work.
Okay, so imagine a team of Steph Curry, James Harden, Steve Novak, Jamal Crawford, and who else is a really good three-point shooter?
You might as well have them try and bring Ray Allen out every time.
Ray Allen in his prime. Could you imagine? Like, literally every shot would be a 3.
They would get no rebounds.
No. Nope.
And they'd get beaten in the paint on every possession.
Fuck, how does Shaq have 84 points? I don't know. Because they also don't play defense.
Yeah. Shaq's going for 100 tonight.
And we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah. Good luck, Will.
Oh, man. Speaking of Shaq.
Yeah, funny enough. There it is.
Oh, man. Guys, so real predictions. You think it's going to go to a Game 7. Which is going to be Sunday if it does happen. Obviously, we're not going to be here before next Thursday talking about this. Do you think it goes to Game 7 and the Warriors win, or do you think it goes to Game 7 and the Raptors win in Canada?
Definitely goes to Game 7. I want to say Warriors.
You still think the Warriors?
Yep.
Okay. Tony?
I'm going to say because I want to believe. Go Warriors. Fuck Canada.
Yes.
Dan O'Shea.
I'm thinking. I'll be bold. Let's say it ends tonight.
All right. I think it's going to go to a Game 7.
Look at all that trash. Just fucking demolish it all.
Yeah.
So old.
There's the new one.
See, now that looks nice. Right on the water.
They're moving across the bay to San Francisco.
Well, does it matter? It says Golden State Warriors, and they got the damn Golden Gate Bridge. You probably should be in San Francisco.
I mean,
you're close enough. Just get in the car and ride, okay?
Yeah,
I mean, it connects San Fran and Oakland, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but I think it's going to go to Game 7, and I think the Raptors are going to win. I know it's crazy to think that just a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, fuck the Raptors. They're going to get swept. And now I'm saying I think they're going to win. But all of the pressure is on Golden State. There's no pressure on the Raptors. Because, one, nobody expected them to be in the finals.
Well, I think that's part of what allowed them to make this lead. Especially going to Oracle the first two times. Like you said, there was no pressure. What was it, 1-1 at that point? So they had already taken a game where a lot of people were counting them out for dead. And then nobody thought that they could win there. And they
haven't lost there.
They just showed more desire to want to win, where Golden State felt like they should have won it. And it took till Game 5 for the Warriors to be like, oh shit, we should probably care. Like, they're not going to give it to us this time.
Yeah. And I think overlooking the Raptors when you're a player, if you're a player overlooking any team, I just don't understand how that happens, especially at the pro level. These are all professional athletes.
I don't think that they know the Raptors well enough to have really given them more than a second thought other than how it affects their travel schedule for the last 4 years. And then, yeah, they had Kawhi in San Antonio, but it wasn't like Kawhi wasn't the same. When it became more centered around Kawhi, Kawhi didn't have the kind of control he has in Toronto. When he barks something, everyone listens. Like, that wasn't really the case in San Antonio, but that's a different dynamic. You're dealing with Pop, who is top dog. Here, he was allowed more wiggle room to be that vocal leader that I think he needs to be, which is why the Clippers would make a good fit for him, because they can literally build a team around him, and he can be that leader. Plus, it kind of gives LA a good dynamic, where it's LeBron versus Kawhi. Whose house is this?
In the same building, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, and I think that was part of what led the Warriors to be in the position that they're in right now. And, for the Warriors, for the last couple of years, they probably viewed the Raptors, they're like, yeah, they've got Kawhi, but it's not like it's LeBron. You know what I mean?
But it's like LeBron.
Yeah, but they didn't view it in the same way that you should view any championship you get into.
Right.
The same thing I felt like what cost the Bruins the series that they had. They were like the Blues. They limped in here, and then they got hot. We should be able to handle them no problem. And then they started getting the shit kicked out of them in some games, and by the time that they realized it, it might have been too late.
Yeah. I don't know why the Raptors have just caught fire. Again, Siakam, who the fuck has he been?
18.6 points a game in the NBA Finals?
Right? I'd never heard of him until now. So, how crazy would it be if
Is Kyrie Irving wearing a different mask?
Maybe. If the Raptors lose this and Kawhi just goes to Golden State.
That would just be ridiculous.
Could you
But
imagine?
I wouldn't put it past Golden State pulling some bullshit like that.
Oh, if they could swing it, they'd keep KD, Clay, Steph, bring in Kawhi.
Yeah, if they could swing it. Every other team in the league might as well just quit now.
Trade for Anthony Davis, and the only thing they're trading is fucking, Kevin Looney.
Then the whole thing breaks.
Stop it, because this is this is what happened last offseason.
It is.
I don't want it again. No more breaking the NBA.
No. Anyways.
In theory, the next few years should actually reset the NBA, if anything.
I think you're going to see one of two things. Either if Toronto wins, a resurgence in the East, more players are going to want to come to the East and play.